Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Steve. We're at Steve's Garage as usual. And today is Sunday fun day. Another beautiful day here in Western Massachusetts. A little chilly today, but no rain, a little cloudy. I'm here with my friend Earl as usual. And today we got a sign on saying Duesenberg. So I've been talking to everybody about building this car in in the shape of a Duesenberg. I'm trying to go for the bolt tail thing, bolt tail speedster, and I keep saying Duesenberg, so I'm using that as a general description. I have a model that I bought a long time back, and this is my inspiration for the body, okay? And this is a Duesenberg model, and I don't know what year this is, what it's representing, but if you look at my car, this is kind of the body style that I was going for, and give me ideas, you know what I mean? So, a brief history of the Duesenberg is the two brothers, Frederick and August. They're German Americans, and in 1905, Frederick designed a two-cylinder automobile, and between Frederick and August, they were self-taught engineers basically, and they started the Mason Motor Company, and they developed race cars and engines, and through the years, their cars won, their engines and car designs won Indianapolis 500, and I think it was years 22, 24, 25. In 1927, they won Indianapolis 500. And from that point, the Duesenberg company itself was started in 1919. Now, this company used the Duesenberg brothers' name because of their fame from the race cars and racing engines. So they had no stake in the company, but they sold the company their rights to build their cars and designs. So they kept designing and drawing and engineering these cars, but they didn't build them themselves. The Duesenberg company built them, and they were licensed to build their cars. So I think that was a pretty good deal, actually, to not have to be involved in owning these huge factories and everything that goes through. Back in those days, these guys were casting their own motors and making their own nuts and bolts, and it was quite an undertaking. So from there, the company gained a lot of fame because their cars were bought by Hollywood actors such as Clark Gable and Gary Cooper, and it just kind of added to the mystique. They're expensive. These cars were $8,500 when in the same years you could buy a Ford for like $600 for the Model T, then Model A after that, and so on. So they were only for the wealthy people, and the company inevitably went bankrupt in 1937, and this was because the Great Depression and the cost of car. The Depression was 29, but it lasted for a few years after that, obviously, and the price of cars they're competing against, people just weren't buying them. They weren't practical, and even the wealthy people lost their shirt in 29, and they just didn't do well. So in 1937, the company went bankrupt. They ceased production, and today I looked up how many Duesenbergs are still alive and running, and today they have a number of 384 Duesenbergs exist now. So I thought that was pretty amazing that only 384 are in existence, and then you have my creation here. So let's talk about my car a little bit more in detail, and I wanted to show you another picture. You see the car as it is here, but underneath all that, this is a picture from when I was working on this car, and I didn't do any videos because I just didn't know, I didn't want to do YouTube, didn't even think about it, and people kind of got on me about it, so here I am. So this is the car when I'm in the design phase, and I've basically got round tubing, and I'm building a model in my, with my eyes. I'm just looking at, what's this thing going to look like? I, built the fenders. These fenders are from Duesenberg numbers, to make the size of the length and the height. And then you can see up in front here, the pattern is now sitting on the front tire that I had cut down from this pattern here. So again, this is, when I'm doing my design, I've got an old bus seat in here, and I've got, you see, boards holding up the pipes, and I just kind of like shooting from the hip, and I find something I like, I'd use those numbers and started creating a frame inside, and went from there. So the other thing is, once I've got my layout, the design, I took and I painted on the floor. This was bright white on the floor here. And then if you can see, I, laid these, I started with a center line, okay? And then I already had my length and width, figured from inside, hand creating bent pipes. And then I laid this out on the ground. And then this became a 1x2 tubed, square frame that I built. And this is the base of the car underneath this body here. All right. So underneath this body, maybe we can get a shot of it under here. I don't know. And show you. You can see the 1x2 framing there. And that is the foundation for this car. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting disassembly. I've already taken the front end off, and today I'm going to take the fenders and running boards off and show you them, and that will be our video for today. So let me get the camera set back up, and we'll start taking things apart and show you what we did here and how we created this. So I hope you're having a good time with me here, and let's do it. So here's one of the fenders here. You can see inside where I put a 1/4-inch round bar inside and welded that all in. And then with my point of attachment on this side, I put those threaded rivets in. And I mean, it's beefy, it's very heavy. I'm walking around with it here. So there's the one front fender. Put it aside here. Keep my screws all put aside. So I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I know I am. Oh, did I bolt this on? Got bolts underneath I gotta take out. my screw gun. Never easy, everybody. So, the Duesenberg brothers back in the day, I think about them all the time. So I'm like, you have to think about, to make an engine, you had to mill everything. I mean, you had to come up with mill a block of steel or cast, aluminum or cast steel to make an engine block to start, and then all the interior components, and it's just amazing. These guys. There you have it. One running board. Now if you look underneath, this is all points of attachment here. See these pieces of steel welded on? Well, I've already made a framework underneath, and I'll drill these out afterwards, and this is where it's all going to be bolted on. Now this is two pieces, top and bottom, or front and back when it's laying down. And then I bent my own, like a grip, I guess, a foot grip. Or back in the day, these were all in all the old cars. They had these lines bent in with the bead roller. So that makes that piece there all in one shot, and it's just so heavy. I mean, so there it is. And then I used this is exhaust pipe, 2-inch exhaust pipe to make that. So it's funny, you look back all the time that I put in this thing, and you just don't realize how much goes into these things. A lot of time. There's that side. We'll move over here. Take this side off. Again, same thing, all finished up. That one is not bolted on, which is great. Here's the other one, same thing. All the points of attachment already figured, engineered, and put in place. Now, there's the pieces on the ground here. I'm pretty proud of that pile right there, people. It's a lot of work, a lot of my own engineering and design. Now, here's the car without all that on there. It's kind of cool looking. First time I've seen it like that. And these are my front fender brackets. I mean, you can hang on them suckers. Good shape. Now when we get the body off, I will have the whole frame to be working on. But what I'm going to do is first I'm going to prime the interior of this. It'll just be easier while it's on the frame here than up in the air where I'm going to put it. It's going to be a couple more, maybe another foot or so off the ground. And I just think it'd be easier for access for me to get in and out of it. There's the interior, the back. And that's that. I ground down this area in here, I welded all that in behind the frame, the window frame, the Duval windshield. And it's looking pretty good. Then below here, this is where my fender mounts are, or my running boards. I actually bought truck running boards off an old Ford truck and put those on there. And then this is some 1x stock that just holds everything in place. It'll be bolted through the 1x stock, bolted through the bracket, and that'll be that. So for now, that's where we're at. I hope everybody's having a good day. And again, from me and Earl, the word of the day is Duesenberg. And everyone have a great weekend. Be good to each other. Be kind to your friends. All right? Have a great day. Say goodbye, Earl. Goodbye, Earl.